जगद्गुरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So let's begin. We are continuing with Chaitanya Lila, which we were doing. Okay. So let's begin with a bhajan. This bhajan is actually prayers that we can offer to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Right? We can sing in our day-to-day life. This bhajan we can actually sing to seek mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Very famous bhajan. So let's begin. Gauranga bolite habe पुलक शरीरा, हरि हरि बोलीते नयने भवे नीरा। गौरांगा बोलीते हबे पुलक शरीरा, हरि हरि बोलीते नयने भवे नीरा। आराघवे नीताय चंदे करुणा होए बे, संसारा भसना मोरा खबे तू चाहे बे। आराघवे नीताय चंदे करुणा होए बे, संसारा बसना मोरा खबे तू चाहे बे। गौरांगा बोलीते हबे पुलक शरीरा, हरि हरि बोलीते नयने भवे नीरा। विषयाचरिया खबे सुधा है बेमाना, कबे हमाहेरा भो श्री वृंदावना। विषयाचरिया खबे सुधा है बेमाना, कबे हमाहेरी बो श्री वृंदावना। गौरांगा बोलीते हबे पुलक शरीरा, हरि हरि बोलीते नयने भवे नीरा। रूपा रघुनाथा पदे होइबे अकुटी, कबे हम भूझबो जुगला प्रीति। रूपा रघुनाथा पदे होइबे अकुटी, कबे हम भूझबो से जुगला प्रीति। गौरांगा बोलीते हबे पुलक शरीरा, हरि हरि बोलीते नयने भवे नीरा। रूप रघुनाथा पदे रहुमारा आशा, प्रार्थना करो ये सदा नरोत्तम दासा। गौरांगा बोलीते हबे पुलक शरीरा हरि हरि बोलीते नयने भवे नीरा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Translation. When will that opportune moment come to me when there will be shivering of the body as soon as I chant Lord Gauranga's name? And after the shivering, while chanting Hare Krishna, when will there be tears pouring down from my eyes? When will that day come when Lord Nityananda's causeless mercy be bestowed upon me so that my desire for material enjoyment becomes very insignificant? When my mind is completely purified, being freed from material anxieties and desires, then I shall be able to understand Vrindavan and the conjugal love of Radha and Krishna. And then my spiritual life will be successful. When shall I be very much eager to study the books left by the six Goswamis? One has to learn of the conjugal loving affairs of Radha Krishna through the teachings of these six Goswamis. Narottam Das always wishes to understand this conjugal love under the direction of the six Goswamis. This is a very beautiful bhajan. It's a prayer, from the bottom of the heart that Narottam Das Thakur offers, to the six Goswamis and also um, to all the Vaishnavas in the parampara and especially to Gaur Nitai, right? So this is a very beautiful verse. The song starts with saying, when will that day come when I start crying? Right? When will there be tears pouring down from my eyes? Can you imagine? Right? Same thing comes in Shikshashtakam. Nayanam ghaladashrudharaya vadanam gadgadarudhaya gira पुलकैर्मुचितं वपुकदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति. What does this mean? When will that day come, my dear Lord, when where I start crying, tears start coming down from my eyes when I hear your name, Gauranga's name, right? Or Krishna's name. So this is called bhakti. Bhakti means heart melts, right? The heart softens and it melts, and we start crying whenever we think about the Lord. Crying out of separation from the Lord, right? Lord is not there right now with us, right? I'm not able to serve the Lord the way I want to. I have material problems, I have material, weaknesses, right? I get infected by the material affection very easily, right? I don't have any other means. I just want to serve the Lord. These are the kind of feelings that should come in our heart, and that's when heart actually melts. For that to happen, heart has to get purified first. Cheto darpana marjanam. Only by chanting and serving, these two go hand in hand. You chant. Chanting means you cry to Radharani for service, and then when your chanting becomes effective, you will get some kind of service, right? Deity worship at home or some kind of service, temple services, right? And then when you do service, your chanting becomes purer, right? And when you chant, you get more service. So chanting and service go hand in hand. And when you continue to do this, one day there will there will be a day when you actually start crying. When you start thinking about the Lord, you actually start crying, right? So that is the meaning of this bhajan. It's a very beautiful bhajan. Requesting all of you to sing this. There are all Narottam Das Thakur's and Bhaktivinoda Thakur's bhajan uh, can be sung on a day-to-day life, day-to-day basis. Yeah, if all of you agree, there's a wonderful suggestion by Giridhar Prabhu, right? We can learn bhajans. If all of you agree, we can join a little early, right? Around 3:30 we can join, and then we can learn bhajans. Um, yeah, so let's continue with Chaitanya Lila. So, so one quick question. Uh, so what was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name after taking sannyas? What was his name after taking sannyas? What's the answer? Yeah, I got an answer in it. Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Haribol, yeah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, right? So after initiation, after Harinam Diksha, what was his name? Who knows? After initiation, what was his name? No one knows. So what did his parents name him when he was born? What was his name? Haribol. Nimai was the name given by his mother. It was a pet name because he was born under a neem tree. His mother started calling him Nimai. But officially, he was given, I got the answer in the chat, right? It was given by Nilambar Chakravarti, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's grandfather. He named him Vishwambar, right? Looking at the signs on his body, looking at his horoscope, right? He was an astrologer. Nilambar Chakravarti was an astrologer, and he got to know just by looking at the baby. He got to know this is not an ordinary child. This is not a human being. This is the Supreme Lord Himself, right? And that's why he named him Vishwambar. Vishwambar means maintainer of the entire world, right? And so his name became Vishwambar Mishra. Okay, Vishwambar Mishra. That was parents' given name. I mean, and then Nimai was his pet name. And then later, after Harinam initiation, his name became Sri Krishna Chaitanya, right? And he retained the same name even after sannyas. Usually, after sannyas, the name changes, right? Why the name changes? Because when sannyasi means he is not supposed to be attached to anything, like literally anything. So, after taking sannyas, his name will change. As in, he should not be attached to his name also, right? So, name also will be changed and he'll be given a new name. And but in case of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he retained his initiated name because he got sannyas diksha from a Mayavadi sannyasi. Okay, so he did not want any of these Mayavadi tags to be there. Bharati, Saraswati, Ananda, all that. Right, so he retained his name and as Sri Krishna Chaitanya because he's a Vaishnava. Right, he's not a Mayavadi sannyasi. And yeah, so after taking Diksha, after taking sannyas Diksha, where did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu go and reside? Which place? Where was he supposed to reside and where did he reside?
The answers was there already in the previous slide, right?
Yeah, so where was he supposed to reside?
Vrindavan,
Vrindavan. So where did he reside?
Jagannath Puri.
Why?
His mother requested him because she wanted him to be close.
That is the external reason. What was the real reason? Internal reason. Anybody knows?
He wanted to serve Lord Jagannath.
Yeah, he wanted to serve Lord Jagannath. Why? What is the specialty of serving Jagannath in Jagannath Puri? What is the significance of Jagannath Puri in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya? Why do we respect Jagannath Puri so much?
Prashadam.
Mm, yeah, but why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu go and reside in Jagannath Puri?
Why is it?
No one knows. We discussed this last class. What is high in Jagannath Puri and what is lacking? What is missing in Vrindavan and which is present in Jagannath Puri? No one knows. The Vipralamba Bhav, right? In Vrindavan, Radha Krishna are together. There's no separation, right? But in Jagannath Puri, Jagannath is Krishna in separation from Radharani, right? And who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Radharani in separation from Krishna, right? So they were actually waiting for each other. Krishna and Radharani wanted to meet each other and serve each other, right? And that's why Jagannath Puri was more attracted. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was more attracted by Jagannath Puri compared to Vrindavan. Okay, this is the main reason. Main reason is that Vipralamba Bhav is very, very high in Jagannath Puri and it is not there in Vrindavan, right? Because Radha and Krishna are together in Vrindavan. But in Jagannath Puri, they are separated. Krishna got left Vrindavan, went to Mathura, then he went to Dwaraka, he became the king of Dwaraka, right? And Jagannath Puri, Krishna is in that form, king of Dwaraka form, but in complete ecstasy, right? So when he was a king of Dwarka, there is no Radharani, there is no Gopis, no Yashoda Mai, no Nanda Maharaj, none of the Vrindavan his associates were there, right? So that means he was completely missing Vrindavan, although there was so much of aristocracy in Dwarka, right? So many 16,108 wives were there, right? He was a king, so much of money, so much of opulence, so much of what do you call, Raja Maryada, everything was there, right? But what was missing? That pure love without Aishwarya Bhav, right? Without money, opulence, that kind of pure love which he got in Vrindavan, that was missing. That is Vipralamba Bhav. He was feeling that intense separation, right, from all the Vrindavan residents. So that's why the form in Jagannath Puri is like that, so ecstatic Jagannath is, right? He's missing Vrindavan associates, right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is who? He is Radharani. Yeah, he's Krishna, but he's come in the mood and complexion of Radharani. So he's actually exhibiting Radharani, a devotee, right? Krishna is in the form of a devotee in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form, right? So especially Radharani, no other devotee, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Radharani in separation from Krishna, right? So Jagannath is Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Radharani. So both of them wanted to meet and serve. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to serve Jagannath there, right? So he was pulled like a magnet. How a magnet pulls iron, right? So same way he was pulled to Jagannath Puri. So his mother Sachi Mata just became a reason, just became an external reason for him to go there, right? But this is the real reason. So Jagannath Puri is so important in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya because we are all Rupanugas, right? We offer service to the Lord in separation from Krishna, right? If Krishna was present right in front of us, maybe we'll take it for granted. Prabhupada writes in one of the purports, in fact, all the purports, right? What does he write? When we have what we want, we'll take it for granted. We will not know the actual value, right? But we do not have what we want, then we will actually serve with more and more feeling and love and ecstasy, right? That's why Vipralamba Bhav is even more powerful and more effective compared to um, meeting Krishna and serving him in person, right? That's why Vipralamba Bhav is very, very high. And like, for example, say your mother, you're very attached to your mother and she travels somewhere, right? And you're alone at home. So if your mother was there at home, maybe you wouldn't call her every day, you wouldn't talk to her every day for hours, right? You would just go see her in the morning and in the night. That's it, because she's there at home only, right? But if she's not there at home, if she's traveling, how many times would you call? If you're attached to your mother, you'll be like, oh, what is my mother doing now, right? So you'll call her. Then you'll be like, oh, if my mother was here, this would have done so easily, right? So you keep thinking about your mother until she returns, right? This happens with a mother and son, right? Husband wife, all kinds of relationships, right? That is Vipralamba Bhav. If they are there right in front of you, you might take them for granted, but that feeling of relationship doubles, multiplies when they're not there, right? Same, that is how that's why Vipralamba Bhav is very, very powerful. Okay, so that was the reason. So now that he takes sannyas, he goes to Jagannath Puri, he resides there, and then what happens? He continues to spread Harinam, right, with his gang. We already saw here, right, the Panchatatvas and all other people, right? So he forms the group, just keeps expanding. In Adi Lila, you can read, from chapter 6, 7 onwards, you can see the branches of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The five, the main branch of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are the four other, in Panchatattva, right? Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, and Gadadhar Pandit. They also start spreading Harinam. They also expand, right, their groups. And it's like a Bhakti Vriksha, right? It's like a Vriksha, it's like a tree, right? So one root, but one tree with so many different branches, and each of the branches will again have many different branches, right? So that way, almost the entire state, almost entire India, right, full country will get just immersed in Krishna Bhakti, in Harinam, right? Because different people, Nityananda Prabhu starts his own preaching team, right? And each of them will start their own preaching teams. Their preaching teams will start their own individual preaching teams again, right? So they expand and expand and expand. It becomes a huge movement, right? Even Prabhupada says that ISKCON is not an independent organization. Okay, it's not an original organization. It is just a branch of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, right? That's what Prabhupada says. Because Prabhupada says ISKCON does nothing but do whatever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. Nagar Sankirtan, right? Um, and preaching. ISKCON's main foundation is preaching, right? So he says this is not an original organization. The head of the organization is actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. We are just a branch, he says, right? Yeah. So we'll see interesting leelas which happened after he takes sannyas, right? So once what happened, they were all preaching. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was preaching. He went. They were traveling. With so many devotees were there for preaching. They were all doing Harinam and preaching the glories of Harinam and everything, Krishna Lila and everything. And they had to travel a lot. Okay, so they had to cross cities, and they were walking. And in at one particular place, they were all very hungry. They were tired, right? All the devotees, you can see, they were all so tired. They sat down. Okay, they were like, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are so hungry and we are so tired. We can't move anymore. We need something to eat, some food, right, for nourishment, and then we will get some energy, and then we will continue. Okay, our journey. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like, okay, what to do? It was like so barren. Nothing was there around, right? No fruits were there, nothing. No, it was not a proper forest or anything, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was like, what to do. So you know what he did, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He had a mango, so he ate that. The seed of the mango, he what do you call, he planted it. Okay, and immediately the moment he planted the seed, one huge tree came out. A mango tree, you can see in the picture, right? A huge mango tree came out with so many mangoes in it. And you know what is the specialty of the mango? The mango was skinless, no skin only, right? You can just take, no need to sit and open the skin. Okay. Not only that, the mangoes were seedless. Can you imagine? No seed, no skin. And they were so sweet and so delicious. And they were eating and eating, and the mangoes were not even getting over from the tree. Can you imagine? Right? So all of them they had, to their full, to their fullest, they had the mangoes, and they were so happy, all the devotees, right? They were very happy. They got all the nourishment they need. And after everybody finished eating the mangoes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu destroyed the tree, right? The tree was no more. Can you imagine? Right? It was like a magical tree, right? Amraghat. It is called Amraghat. So that's a place I think we can visit if you go anywhere near Jagannath Puri or Mayapur. These places are all there, so we can all visit. Right? So there's a beautiful pastime that happened, very magical, right? And then Danda Bhanga. This is another very famous pastime. So we have not included all the pastimes. Okay, so only the main things. I think we can include more, right? So what happened here was this is also very nice. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu and other associates, they were actually traveling again. Sannyasi, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a sannyasi, so he keeps traveling around, right? And there was on the way, they were actually going to Jagannath Puri. They finished their travel and they were going to Jagannath Puri. And that time what happened, on the way there was a river, and everybody decided to take a bath, right? So they went to take bath, and everybody was taking bath, and they finished. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the last one. You can see over here, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was still taking bath. And then by that time everybody had finished taking bath. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had left his danda. Sannyasi gets a danda, right? So he had left his danda on the shore, I mean on the bank of the river, and he had gone to take bath, right? So usually they leave, we leave, right, our danda, our garlands and everything we leave when we go take bath. Same way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also left his danda and all that. And Nityananda Prabhu was like, okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking bath now, right? So danda is there. He won't be coming back, right? For quite some time he will be there only taking bath. So what Nityananda Prabhu went, he went, took the danda and broke it into pieces. You can see over here, right? The danda is broken into three pieces, right? So why did Nityananda Prabhu do this? Why do you think he did this? Any idea? Anybody? Why did he break the danda? A sannyasi danda is very auspicious. You can't break it. Yes, anybody? No one knows? Anybody wants to take a wild guess? Why did he break the danda? What was the need?
To
Danda.
to make to make Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stay there only.
Why will he stay there if the danda is broken? The danda,
To deviate from his path, no?
huh?
Because he'll have to search for a new danda.
Okay. So actually, why Nityananda Prabhu broke the danda is because Nityananda Prabhu is Balram himself. He knows what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's position. Who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Krishna himself, right? So, what Nityananda Prabhu thought in mind was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is anyway Krishna himself. Why does he even need a danda? Right? Why does he even need a danda? Because Krishna, no, he's not a normal ordinary sannyasi. He's Lord himself. So he broke the danda. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back from bathing, right, you can see over here, he's coming back. He came back with full anger, right? Why did he break the danda? So he's coming back and he questioned Nityananda Prabhu, why did you break it? Nityananda Prabhu said, oh my lord, you are Lord himself. Why do you need danda and all for just show, right? So you'll feel you'll it'll be heavy also for you. So I broke it off. That's what Nityananda Prabhu says. And anyway, all the only close associates were there, right, in this particular association. So only people who knew that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna, only they were there, and they all agreed with Nityananda Prabhu, right? So they were like, yeah, you are Krishna himself. Why do you need danda? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got more angry. He was like, what? How can you call me God? I have come to play the role of a devotee, right? Do not spoil the mission, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got so angry and he took the kamandalu and his garland and everything and he started walking towards Jagannath Puri all alone, right? He said, don't talk to me. I don't want to see you all. And he just started walking, right? So Nityananda Prabhu and all the other associates followed Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so angry that he walked very fast, right? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reached Jagannath Puri, okay, and yeah, now what happens? Chaitanya, we already saw the significance of Jagannath Puri, right? The Vipralamba Bhav. So when he reached Jagannath Puri, right? Nityananda Prabhu and other associates were way behind, right? They took time to follow him. So he reached very fast, and he directly just went into the temple and saw Jagannath. Okay, the moment he saw Jagannath, we all know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is come in the form of Radharani in separation from Krishna. And Jagannath is Krishna in separation from Radharani, right? So when they met each other face to face, even Jagannath couldn't control his emotions, his ecstasy, and even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu couldn't control his emotions and ecstasy. And what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, he fell unconscious. He just fainted, right? You can see in the picture, he started crying looking at Jagannath, right? And because of the separation, intense separation, right? And he started crying and he got that ashtasattvic vikar, right? Ecstasy, bhava, prema, right? Prema stage he reached. He's anyway in mahabhav stage, and he got that ecstasy, and all the Ashtasattvic Vikar started happening, right? The voice, started choking. He couldn't talk. His hair was standing on end, right, on the body, and his body became pale, complexion, right, became pale, and he started crying, and what else, he started trembling, right? All that, those Ashtasattvic Vikar happened, right? Eight signs of ecstasy, all of them, all the eight signs were seen in his body. And finally what happened, he fell unconscious, right? He fell unconscious, and voice was choking, right? So he was trying to say Jagannath, but he couldn't. He was saying Jaga, Jaga, right? Jaga. And he wanted to say Jagannath, but voice was choking. So he could only say Jaga, Jaga, and out of cry, he was crying, 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 and finally he fell unconscious, right? Unconscious right in front of the deity in Jagannath Puri, right, in the temple. And then there, what happened, one person came, I think Gopinath, if I'm not wrong, right? I think Gopinath, right? He came and he saw, no, or I think Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. I'm not sure. Okay, so one of them came, saw him unconscious there, and they picked him up, right? They started helping him. He picked him up and gave him a nice place, right? Just to give him some, they gave him fresh air and all that, so that he'll just recover, right? And he woke up, I mean, he got his consciousness back. Again he was recalling that same Jagannath deity, and again he said Jaga, Jaga, and he again fell unconscious, right? And then by that time Nityananda Prabhu came, all his associates came, and they also started helping him. And finally he recovered. Okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recovered. And then it was actually Gopinath and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Gopinath is a devotee, but Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is a monist. He was a Mayavadi devotee. He was a Mayavadi philosopher. Okay, so he was also a great scholar. But okay, so but the his scholarly whatever he knows, whatever knowledge he has, was all based on Mayavadi philosophy. That's actually wrong knowledge, right? But so Gopinath went and informed Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that there's a new person who came and this happened, right? So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya took Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house, okay, gave him prasadam to eat, and and all that. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gave a nice house for him. It's called Gambira. All these places are preserved in Jagannath Puri, right? Even today, when we go to Puri, we can see all these nearby places. Okay, so that it's a small house. Okay, nobody was using it. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya called Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and said, "Yes, you can stay here." Right? Anyway, he had to reside in Puri, right? After sannyas. So now he got a house also, Gambira it's called, and he stayed there. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was taking lot of care of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a very young sannyasi, right? And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had some kind of soft heart, and he was very attached. So much of affection was there for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he was taking extra care. Every day he used to personally go and deliver prasadam, right, to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he used to say, "You recover." Right, because he fell unconscious, right, and he took a lot of time to recover. And then he used to see, "Oh, you're a very young sannyasi," right? So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya used to think in his mind, okay, he's so young that, in case some female sees him, and if he also sees a female, then he might lose his sannyas, right? And all that, and he might, start getting attracted to female, opposite sex, and all that. So, what did Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya do? He said, Chaitanya, he called him, you come to my house every day, okay, and I will teach you Vedas. Okay, so that way you can strengthen your sannyas austerity also. At the same time, you can expand your knowledge base also. So you come to my house, we will discuss Vedas every day, he said. Okay, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu agreed out of his affection, no? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, okay, fine, let him serve. Okay, so he said, okay, and every day you can see in the house, right? Every day, this is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go and sit. And Chaitanya and Sarvabhauma, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go and sit, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya used to say, said on the first day, he said, I know you're not interested to learn Vedas from me, but still, upon my request, you listen to it. 7 days. I'll be finishing this Vedas in 7 days. For 7 days, you listen to me. Please do not, say no to it. You please listen to it for 7 days. Okay, he requests. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, okay. So he starts listening. Every day he starts listening. And I think days pass, right? Every day he comes in the morning. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will start with the Vedas, and evening he goes home. Okay, he doesn't speak a word. He doesn't speak a single word. He just listens. Okay, and now it is the 7th day. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gets a doubt. Okay, he's coming and listening and going, doesn't speak a word. Is it going above your head or is it going inside your head? You're not even talking anything. You're not asking doubts. You're not even saying you're understanding, right? So, what is it? So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you said I need to listen to you for 7 days, so I'm listening to you, right? That's all. That's all Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is like, no, this is not my intention. I want you to understand what I'm trying to teach you, right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, understand what you're teaching, but what you're teaching is wrong. How can I understand wrong things? Right? That's exactly what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gets a shock. What? I'm a scholar. I have learned Vedas for so many years. So many things I have learned. Right? And you're telling all this is wrong. What is wrong in this? Tell me what is wrong in this. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begins explaining the same verses that that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya explained. The same verses he also recites and gives the right interpretation, right explanation. Okay, so what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was explaining was the same verses, but from a Mayavadi philosophy perspective. Right? It is completely wrong. But because Mayavadi philosophy says that Krishna doesn't have a form, right? And there is no supreme as such. All of us are gods, right? They say everybody is Narayana, right? All of us are gods, and if we meditate, someday we will also become God, right? That's what they say. That's how Mayavadi philosophy is, right? So all that is actually wrong. They consider Krishna to be just light, Brahmajyoti, right? They according to them, Krishna has no form, no face, no hands, no legs. That's what they say. Okay, so that's wrong, right? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts explaining the right, philosophy. And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya listens to it carefully and actually understands the philosophy correctly. Right? This is all by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay? And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya starts crying. He's like, oh my god, what did I do? So all these days I was just thinking wrong things, right? And I was just going in that direction. Right? And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and gave him the right spiritual enlightenment. And not just that, so, because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya can think, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is younger to me, he's just an ordinary human and all, right? So that's why to prove that also wrong, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed him the Shad Bhuja form. This place is actually there, in Gambhira. If you go, this all these things, the Vigraha of Shad Bhuja, everything is preserved, right? So we'll get darshan of Shad Bhuja form and everything. What is Shad Bhuja? A 6 arms, 6 armed form, right? So what are those 6 arms? So first two you can see is with Kamandalu and Danda. That is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, right? The sannyasi form. And the next 2 arms is, you can see over here, right? The flute he's holding, the bluish black arms with flute. That means saying that he's Krishna, right? And the last 2 arms are bow and arrow and green color, right? Green color arms with bow and arrow saying that he is Ram himself. So one form showing all the 3 forms. So Krishna proves to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you said Krishna doesn't have form, God doesn't have form. See, now you can see three forms of the Lord, right? And he also proves that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the same Krishna, and Rama is also that same, Krishna. And Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, right? So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tries to make Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya understand. And from that very moment, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya becomes a devotee of the Lord. A Mayavadi turns into a Vaishnava, Maha Vaishnava of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Maha Vaishnava, he becomes a devotee of the Lord and constantly chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? And he starts chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he starts preaching the cult of devotional service, and he asks many more people also to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? So that way he delivers Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, right? That's a very nice Leela actually. And we have one more Leela, right? Prakashan and the Saraswati. They are also Mayavadis, right? But how nicely Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivers Prakashan and the Saraswati. I think we don't cover it here, but that is also similar way, right? So when Prakashan and the Saraswati are all Mayavadi sannyasis. Okay, so he was very what do you call? Mm, pride, full of false pride, ego, and all that. So he used to look at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sing and dance sing Harinam and dance all the time. He used to say, "Oh, you're a sannyasi, but what are you doing? You're singing and dancing." Right? He used to always make fun of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to bring him into the cult of Vaishnava cult, right? And so he used the weapon called humility, right? So he used to say, you know why I sing and dance all the time? Because my guru told I'm a fool. I'm incapable, completely incapable of understanding the philosophy, the shastras, and everything. Even meditation, I can't do properly. Right? If I meditate, I'll sleep off. I can't read because I don't understand the scriptures. Because I'm a fool, my guru has already told me. So, my guru told fools can get delivered only by singing and dancing. Nothing else. Just sing Harinam and dance for it, right? So what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching all of us? In Kali Yuga, all of us are fools, right? We are all fools, right? And Prayana Alpayusha Sabya Kalau Asmin Yuge Janaha Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagyahi Upadritaha, right? Manda Sumanda Matayo, right? Brain. There's no brain only for people in Kali Yuga. There's no proper intelligence. It's all contaminated. Maya Aprahata Jnana, right? It's completely contaminated. So that's why we have to just sing and dance holy name. Sing the holy name of the Lord and dance for it. That's the only way, right? And that's exactly what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached. And just listening to him, because he's Lord himself, Prakashananda Saraswati and all other Mayavadi sannyasis got attracted to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's beauty. And finally, they also surrendered. They gave up Mayavadism and they became Vaishnavas. Can you imagine? So, this way, wherever he went, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just converted everybody, even animals, into Vaishnavas who could chant and glorify the Lord, right? And this is another pastime, Gundicha Margin. Anybody knows what is Gundicha Margin? Very famous. Who knows? We've heard of it. We've talked about it. What is Gundicha Margin?
Cleaning Gundicha Devi temple in Jagannath Puri.
Haribol, yes. Why do they clean, Mataji?
Mataji, before Jagannath Rath Yatra, Jagannath Bhagwan is taken to his Mausi's house, that is Gundicha Mandir.
Hmm.
So before that, they clean the Gundicha Mandir.
Yeah, exactly. So, a Gundicha is considered to be, so Gundicha is a Maharani, okay? She was a Maharani at the time of Jagannath, Prataparudra's time, right? And what happened? Gundicha did not have any sons, and she considered Jagannath, Balabhadra, Subhadra as her sons, as children, right? Son and daughter. So she got attached to the deity so much, Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra. And so Jagannath promised that, do not worry, you do not have children. You can consider us only to be your children, and we will accept your service. So and he promises that once in a year I will come and and I will accept your offerings, right? So that's what Gundicha. So Gundicha, although she left the body, this ritual is being practiced, right? Even today. So Gundicha is said to be staying in that temple. That's why it's called Gundicha Mandir temple, right? So she's said to be there. And Jagannath, Balabhadra, Subhadra Mai, in the form of Jagannath Rath Yatra, they go to Gundicha Mandir. They accept the offerings of Gundicha, and then they come back, right? They stay there for some time, they have a nice time, and then they come back, right? So this is what is being followed, right? So Gundicha Mandir, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally went and cleaned before Rath Yatra, right? So what is the significance of cleaning? What is the significance of this pastime? How is Gundicha Marjan applied in our life, in every Vaishnava's life? What is the significance? Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clean? What was the need?
Purification of heart.
Purification of heart, exactly. So what? So metaphorically, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining, right? So here, what happens is in this pastime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes with all his associates, gives them, broom and everything, nice clothes and cleaning clothes and all, and gives them, all the whatever agents, right? Disinfectant agents, everything he gives them, and says clean, right? So all of them, including Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also cleans, right? And they all clean, and he also says at the end, whoever collects more dust, they're actually the winner, right? So they start that way. They all clean and clean and clean. Everybody, the pillars, the doors, the floor, literally everything, every corner of the mandir, right? They clean, and finally, all the accumulated dust, they go and throw it out, right? And then they start decorating Gundicha Mandir for Rath Yatra, right? And then what happens after Gundicha Marjan? After a few days, the Rath Yatra starts, right? And what is the significance is that, as Prabhu told, cleaning Gundicha Mandir means cleaning our hearts. Metaphorically, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining that we need to clean our hearts if you want to welcome the Lord. Because after cleaning Gundicha Mandir, right, what do? Rath Yatra happens. Rath Yatra means what? We hold the rope and we pull the Ratha, right? Pulling Ratha means what? Who is there inside Ratha? Jagannath is there. So when you pull the rope towards yourself, when you pull the Ratha towards yourself, Jagannath is coming towards you. That means you want to welcome Jagannath into your heart, right? Unless your heart is clean, you cannot welcome the Lord into your heart. Lord will not stay, right? So that's why if Lord has to be welcomed into the Gundicha Mandir, right? Gundicha Mandir needs to be cleaned. Otherwise, the Lord will not go, right? That is what is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explaining, right? So if you want Krishna to enter your heart has to be pure, free from all material desires, right? Material desires means selfish desires. I want to do this, my family, right? I want to do this for my family. I want to do this for my country. All that is selfishness. Okay. Spiritual desire means I want to do something for the Lord only, Lord and the Vaishnavas only, right? That is spiritual desire, right? In simple words. So, the moment you're free from all the material desires, that means your heart is clean, it is pure, and then Krishna will automatically come and situate in your heart forever, right? So, that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is trying to explain, right? Rath Yatra is also coming actually, and Gaura Purnima is also coming. Right time we actually started with this, right? So it helps us prepare for Rath Yatra. So next time when you go for Rath Yatra, right? So chant and chant and chant and go, right? And so when you're pulling the Ratha, the Lord actually comes and sits in our hearts. Sadhyo Hridaya Varudyate, atra in Bhagavatam it is said, Sadhyo Hridaya Varudhyate. Whoever reads Bhagavatam at home every day, right? Shushru Shubhis Tat Kshanat, right? Whoever reads or listens to Bhagavatam, Tat Kshanat. Krishna, at that moment, if you're reading it with full focus and concentration and, purity, Krishna comes in and sits in your heart and never goes. Can you imagine? Forever he comes and sits in your heart and never goes, right? So yeah, so it's purity that is important. And yeah, this is Jagannath Rath Yatra. So during Rath Yatra time, you know what happens? There's Kirtan. During Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's days, uh, all the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to come. So many preachers, right? So many kirtaniyas. All of them used to come with mridangam and kartals and everything, and they used to start kirtan during the Rath Yatra. Okay, so they had 7 teams, 7 huge teams, right? For Rath Yatra, 7 teams were spread around the crowd, right? And they used to do kirtan. Now, in one team, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu obviously can be in one of the teams only, right? He cannot be in all the 7 teams. So, when he was in one team, the other teams, other 6 teams used to think, oh, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not in our team. He is in some other Kirtan team, right? So, all the 6 teams used to think like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knows that he is Krishna, he is Paramatma in everybody's heart, right? So he understood that. And you know what he did? He expanded himself into 7 Chaitanya Mahaprabhus. He went into each of the 7 teams and he joined the team, right? And the Yoga Maya here is that the other 6 teams did not know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there in those teams also, right? The whichever their team they knew, only they all thought, okay, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is only in our team, right? Can you imagine? That is the Yoga Maya covering. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tricked. Same happens in Rasa dance. What happens in Rasa dance? So many gopis are there, but there is only one Krishna. So what Krishna does? He expands, right, into multiple Krishnas, and each Krishna goes and dances with one gopi, with each gopi. And the other gopis, I mean, that particular, all gopis are thinking, okay, Krishna is dancing only with me. But they do not know Krishna has expanded and each Krishna is dancing with other gopis. Can you imagine? All the gopis are thinking Krishna is dancing only with me. All other gopis are waiting. That's what they are thinking. Can you imagine? Same thing he does in Chaitanya Lila also. Right? So again and again, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu proves he is none other than Krishna himself. Right? And that's the specialty. And Narada Muni actually participates in this Rath Yatra and then gets mesmerized. He sees everywhere, wherever he sees, all the 7 teams has Chaitanya Mahaprabhu dancing there, right? He'll be like, oh my God, what a sight, right? So that's very beautiful. Okay, that's a specialty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mm, yeah, and this is Jharkhand. Yeah, we'll stop with this. Remaining will continue. Right, this is Jharkhand forest. So he was taking a tour, South Indian tour, right? And it's actually not Vrindavan, it's actually South Indian tour. Okay, so he was going to South India, or yeah. So he had to pass through Jharkhand forest, right? And Jharkhand, he was all alone, right? Nobody was there to help him. He was all alone, and he was going. He had to pass through this jungle. So many animals were there, wild animals were there, right? So he started chanting holy name of the Lord, and all the animals along with him started chanting. Can you imagine? All the animals not just chanting; they were dancing. They were dancing, just looking at Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ecstasy, right? They all started getting that same ecstasy, that bhav, happiness. All of them were dancing. Deer is dancing, monkey is dancing, lion is dancing, tiger is dancing. Can you imagine? It's not just peacocks. Elephants are dancing, right? You can see in the picture. These are all recorded in the scriptures. And, he could make all the animals also Vaishnavas. Can you imagine? Right? Can you imagine? It is said that only in human form of life you can actually offer devotion service to the Lord. But when Krishna himself comes down, he makes impossible also possible. He made all the animals also devotees of the Lord, right? Not just this, there was one more pastime where Shivananda Sena, okay, there's a associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his name is Shivananda Sena. He used to arrange yatras for all the people, right? So once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all his associates, all general people, everybody were planning on yatra, okay, and I think to Vrindavan or Jagannath Puri, okay, and Sivananda Sena was the one who arranged for the yatra, and he found a dog. Right, when during the start of the yatra, he found a dog. The dog was so helpless. Right, so Shivananda Sena gave the dog prasadam, right, and everything, right, for the dog. And they were doing kirtan, so much kirtan that the dog was hearing. Harinam all the time, right? The dog also traveled up to a certain level with them, but finally the dog disappeared. Somewhere it went, right? So Shivananda Sena was like, where did the dog go? Where did the dog go? Nobody found, right? But then when they reached the destination, Yatra destination, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there and the dog was also there with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Can you imagine? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ultimately delivered the dog, right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the dog also. Can you imagine, right? So he made all the animals in the jungle just dance out of madness, right? Mm. So yeah, this is a wonderful pastime, Jharkhand forest. Yeah, this we will do in the next class, right? Disappearance of Haridas Thakur. Just two pastimes left, Haridas Thakur and how he used to behave out of ecstasy, right? We'll complete this in the next class because it's very long. Hare Krishna, any questions? Anybody? Any doubts?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय Any questions? No questions? Nice. Okay, no other question. We can end the class. Yeah, Hare Krishna.